Oh yeah, I was wondering. I know we've been kind of building up these ideas for squads and storing them away. I was just wondering how much freedom do you think we're going to give the squad leaders to maybe make their own squads, themes and coat of arms and stuff like that? So I guess we're just gonna build a bunch of ideas so they kind of have everything to pick from. Okay. I was wondering, is it going to be because we know as you go up in the ranks in these wings, we want them to have more and more knowledge on WA, right? So is that going to be the rank above them's responsibility to teach them, or is it going to be kind of the recruiter or maybe a knight, or maybe just rely on them to maybe go out on their own and ask questions?
Well, Soy was saying he wanted to do it when when we have the roll calls twice a month. He wanted to have the reviews then.
Oh yeah. As for the next Fireside Chat, I should be finding out in a couple days what my schedule's like. I was thinking maybe on if we schedule it on one of my days off, we could probably have like everyone in it. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I was kind of off topic, but like back to like the ranks and stuff. I know that the way it was run on StarCraft 2 is like my recruiter Frostlfer would only he himself would be looking at all of us and seeing which one of us is doing things and promote those people. So I remember the way I got promoted was I went out and I made like events and stuff. Like I made 1v1 tourneys or free for alls that try to get people doing games like that. And I feel like speaking for my wing, that's also going to be something I'll be looking at. So like if you're looking for a promotion, the best way to go about it is not even necessarily ask for a review, but just show that you're trying to do stuff for the community. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good
So
to me.
so the review's not going to be just like WA knowledge and stuff and like how often you're online, or is that just going to be the key factor?
Well, the reviews will be all the requirements for your rank. So most of the ranks have quite a lot of requirements. I mean, being active is not really. I mean, like basically every rank is expected to be active. So it's only listed, I think, under private. And then as you go further up the ranks, most of the requirements are composed of. You get to a point where you have to demonstrate some leadership abilities, leadership potential, and then have a track record of leadership as you get even higher, like you want to be an officer. Knowledge of WA lore, knowledge of all the clan's organization, like who leads what, your house, your family, your wing, your squadron, who leads all that stuff. Know about the themes of those as well, their coats of arms, that kind of thing. And then obviously reading some WA lore and documents and stuff, historical stories, texts, that kind of thing. And then also participating actively. So at first it's like participating as a member of your squadron, your wing, and your house and your family. So contributing to conversation in those ways. And then also, as you get higher, you have a responsibility to play with all the people in your squadron or in your wing and keep an eye on them. And there starts to get a point, especially with the officers, where they have to write situation reports, roll calls. So they have actually reports they have to do on their wing. And there's also kind of mini sit reps that master sergeants have to write for their wings as well. That's something I haven't hashed out completely yet. And that reminds me just briefly as well. So I had the idea that I should create templates for all these reports so that they're all follow the same system. And I think it's a good idea. So I'll make some of those pretty soon.
See, Theodore's green. What's he doing? I was kind of hoping people use the Uko bot more.
Yeah, I mean, it might help because now me and Soleil both are getting all of the stories onto Uko so that people can read them. So they don't even need to, log on to the forums and stuff to read them. So maybe they'll make more use of the Uko bot. Considering with this new system, to get promoted, one of the requirements for a lot of it will just be, hey, you have to go and read these stories, so they're available right there.
Should be helpful.
Yeah, I think so.
So what were one of the things you wanted to go over, Vest?
I'm trying to think. I kind of touched on a couple things already. Yeah, I know the stream says Party Brawl 4. I updated the info on my dashboard, but I don't think it will actually change unless I stop streaming and start streaming again.
Yeah.
Show these coats of arms we've got so far.
Alright, I'll be right back. I need to throw my laundry in the dryer.
Alright. So yeah, this should be up there, but basically I've got 4 that are more or less finished, I think. And these I named them first squadron, second squadron, third squadron, fourth squadron, but the numbering might be different. My main goal was just to have some for people to draw on, so this one actually came from Athvaler a few days ago. He wanted to have some kind of black, gold, silver sort of color scheme, and he wanted the rose and he wanted a weeping statue. The logistics of it just kind of wound up that I went with like a bronze statue of like a female general. I'm not actually sure the source of it exactly, and I just kind of added some effects. It's like some glowing eyes and like kind of like not so much a tear, but like some kind of face paint that sort of implies that. I don't know. I thought it looked okay. And then yeah, the rose. So that's just kind of the theme that he came up with, and I just kind of made this, and then I threw the sword. The sword used to be up here laterally, switched it to vertical because Numenor was mentioning that he thought that might look better. So I'm pretty happy with that one. Here's another one. This one would probably have to be third squadron because I kind of have this idea that it's like valor and vigilance, like the ampersand type of look, except it's a 3. It's a little cheesy, but I kind of liked it. And that's just their motto, would be valor and vigilance. And for this one, I just kind of want some kind of icy theme. I thought the polar bears was great. They got a symbol for Clan Ghost Bear from Mech Warrior, which I don't know if this squad would necessarily have anything to do with Mech Warrior besides that, but it could, or could not. It could just be a symbol for them.
I noticed my laundry smelled a bit minty, and I realized that a pack of gum went through with it.
And then this is another one. I was pretty happy with this one. I think I kind of started off saying I wanted to be some kind of tigery thing, so I sort of got this orange and this kind of dark grayish bluish color that sort of looks like fur or something with the effects I put on it. So I kind of like those. I got the tiger, vanguard of the Aesir. So I thought maybe this would be first squadron since it's the vanguard of the Aesir. It's their motto, but it doesn't really matter. And the wings as well, just sort of oily sort of wings behind. And then the last one is this one, which was the first squadron coat of arms I made. Mortem ex inferis is Latin for death from below. They got kind of the green kraken symbol there with some waves on the sides. So that one's, I think, a little bit more plain, but I think it's okay. And yeah, I mean, again, not necessarily all these will be used, but I think they'll all be available. So even if some of them are inactive, anybody can go and activate one if they have the people. You know, we have enough people to warrant activating a new squad or moving to a new squad, something like that. So yeah, so that's 4 so far. I'm working on a 5th, which yeah, I'm not sure how much more it's going to take, but it's yeah. Those first 3 were all my ideas, and that 4th was Athvaler's. And I've got a list of ideas here from Soulite and Numenor and Foldmather. Trying to see, count how many we have here. see, 3 from Ath, 3 from Fold, 1 from Solite, 2 from Numenor. So quite a lot. I'm not sure if I'll make them all, but definitely I liked all these ideas and wrote them down, so I'll see what I can do. Definitely want to get a few more coats of arms made. Make sure there's like more coats of arms and squad ideas than there are actual active squadrons, so there's kind of that availability for people to make new ones. Yeah.
I vaguely remember reading something about this, but is the Framling role, is that gonna stick with the new system, or are they just gonna kind of disappear? Yeah. So are we gonna have kind of a code of conduct for in-game as well? Because I know even personally, it's sometimes hard for me to not be a smartass. I think he's having some mic trouble.
But yeah.
Uh, try like completely. Oh, I guess you can't hear me. Wait, sec.
always good to promote an active community. Yeah, and I don't know if it was already suggested since I couldn't hear anyone until recently, but the only problem that was really brought up against the streaming was who was streaming.
The problem I thought was that it was spammy.
Mm,
Like, cause a lot of the time it'll post like 4 times in a row because people change their game or something. The only reason you guys don't see it is because the mods delete it pretty quickly.
yeah, I was just referencing like the complaints that I saw that was brought up was like the certain streams that were being quote unquote spammed in the mead hall, and when you watched it, it had nothing to do with what WA was you know it technically wasn't WA members who was being spammed in the mead hall. All right, then I'll have to fact check
well-
myself.
No, besides Becky, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, because honestly, I do check out Mablung stream whenever he does it. I like to see the in-game Final Fantasy content. Because most of us here, League of Legends players, we don't take the time to actually get to the end of some of these like, real grindy games.
yeah, for sure. It's cool to see people playing other games besides League. I mean, obviously, there's a few. I mean, it's like you guys been playing Fortnite, and I mean, historically,
there's actually been a
CK2.
surprising amount of Fortnite players, I feel like.
Yeah, I see you guys playing it a lot. Been considering downloading it.
It's kind of, for me, it's like
I wouldn't suggest it.
I wouldn't either, but like when you need a break from like grinding League, I just go to that with them or Minecraft.
But
or
it's
something.
not relaxing though. It's like
not-
adding a different kind of stress.
I don't know.
I
It's
find it
really fun.
relaxing because I take it less seriously than League.
Yeah, it would be nice if I had a better KDA than a 0.6, but sometimes you just gotta be bad. I'm pretty sure basically all of us are.
I think it's one of those games that's kind of hard to get a good KDA on. If I'm being honest. Mine's already shot because I die to the storm like every game, but
So one of the things though I do want to discuss on topic is that what do you guys think about the current like social aspect of new games coming out right now? Because from what I see is I from my online statistics that I check to see what games has a good enough player base that may provide a decent amount of recruits. And how I do that is I go to Steam, I go to the community hubs of each game, or I go to I don't remember how I found it because I can't find it again. But it showed me like an overall amount of players who's playing that game right now. It was like a top 10 list. It was super helpful at the time. But almost every single game that was on that top 10 list has almost no social aspect. Like games like Player Unknown Battlegrounds, Fortnite. Well, Fortnite's not on there, but it's the same thing. But these games don't have like a way to really connect with people you don't know. You can do squads and stuff, and potentially.
Yeah, except you can't even. There's no like text chat or anything in game, just voice. But
Yeah, because I say the text chat is actually not even working right now. It's like global chat has been suspended until whatever reason.
Mm.
And almost all the games coming out now just doesn't have that social aspect that we need to actually thrive on, because League of Legends, is amazing social aspect from the way they changed it to clubs. Before clubs, it was a little tough. It was
I
hard to
mean,
get out there.
clubs basically are only there for the tag. No one uses them actually for talking or
Well,
anything.
our clan chat, our club chat is actually really active. Like, voice break, but like every time I get on, there's always new messages.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, I feel like we just have Discord for talking, and then that's there to have the WA tag in game.
Yeah, and actually they do follow the saluting rule a lot more than we do on the clan chat.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's like I see like a new member like toss out a salute, and I'm like, hey. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it still gets use as a messaging platform. It's just Discord's easier to talk to a wider range of WA members.
So Khan, and I want to ask you, would you be willing to sacrifice gameplay, like a more boring like experience, if the social aspect was something that was perfect for WA to create a community on?
Are you trying to convince us to play Black Desert Online or World
No,
of
no,
Warcraft?
I would not. Because Black Desert Online is so infuriating, I can't even play anymore.
Okay, so you're asking like if it was up to me to like what to like expand WA, would I play a super boring game if it built WA up?
Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't play solely that game, but yeah, I would.
Because it's seemingly what our only option is right now. Because can you guys think of any like new and exciting games coming out, or it's already out right now, that has an amazing social aspect?
Hmm.
I can't say I've actually really looked.
Yeah, I don't really pay attention much to what being released.
For me, I've had a habit of just kind of like going with the flow of wherever WA goes. The only time I really like, I don't think I ever really struck out. Like when I when I was building the Valkyries, it was actually Ulfold that founded it, and I was kind of his like sub lieutenant until he left.
That was a War Thunder
But
game, right?
War Thunder, yeah. And even before that, I just went to World of Tanks because that's where everyone was.
Yeah. Because I always think what has contributed to the most successful platoons and divisions in WA, and that was having an almost in your face kind of social aspect that people had to interact with to play games. Like if you think about StarCraft Blood War, you had to go on channels, right? And you had to see the people there, and then you had from there to go join a game. You had to go through the other people to get to the games, and that's one of the reasons why clans was so popular on StarCraft. If you weren't in a clan, then what were you doing? Really, is what it was.
Yeah, even StarCraft 2 had that.
To a degree, yeah. It wasn't super in your face, but it was kind of like, that's what I'm saying, is they segregated off the social aspect on StarCraft 2. That's why it wasn't as popular, and that's why we haven't touched it in years.
I mean, when you go in there, you're instantly in like 3 general chats.
Yeah.
To me, it's basically like the company saying, "Hey, look, there's a bunch of people on this game. Play with them."
Yeah, and like I said, to a degree, I can agree with that one. And then also I wasn't around for it, but I believe we also had a Warcraft platoon division, but Warcraft and StarCraft were almost the same thing back then. different games, but like the chat systems were connected through bots. I was never into bots, so I didn't know how it worked. And League of Legends was I believe the only reason why our League of Legends platoon never really picked up was because, you know, League of Legends is the game right now. It's what everyone's playing. And the social aspect was there enough to be used. It was more of like people on people before we got actual chat rooms. I believe the first chat room came in like, what was it, season 3? Season 4? I think it was season 3 or season 4.
It was season 3.
Yeah, but you know, there's also thing is like it's not just all these members that come over. It's like we've successfully cycled or recycled. You know, it's like because we have lots of members leave, tons of people like Arctis, uh, Paramvir. Well, Paramvir he didn't actually leave, but you know, and even people like Soldier Wrecker. There was lots of other unnamed people who have cycled through WA and League of Legends. CZ Bobo, uh, Baron was even one of them, you know, until he got that, you know, and but we have successfully recycled our members in the in the League of Legends platoon so far. A standstill, as you would say. Yeah, and that's the infuriating part is because it shows all these promising like aspects that makes WA thrive on there, and then they just don't capitalize on it. They go different routes, such as you know working on the actual game.
Hmm.
But as far as expansion goes, I feel like what's going to be the future as far as growing and expanding WA is going to be it's going to have to be some kind of like MMORPG because games coming out right now are focusing more on the PvP aspect and not the actual social part. Because what's coming out right now is new game has dropped Hunt. Okay, it's kind of like um I don't know what kind of games it's like out right now. I couldn't name them off the top of my head, but it's coming out. It's supposed to has a lot of hype behind it. It was one of the E3 releases. Um, but it's games like that that are becoming super popular in the normal. You know, like they're all like public player on the battlegrounds. They're all like Fortnite. And these are the kind of games that are being cashed in right now, and soon you'll probably be seeing loot boxes in these games.
I mean, they've already got the skin idea.
I'm surprised there isn't loot boxes, actually. But I guess there's not really enough stuff to give away. There's just skins.
Yeah, a lot of companies are hesitant on loot boxes right now because there's a lot of debate going on as if it's gambling. So
I mean, it basically is, but
I mean,
like you're guaranteed to get something.
yeah, you know what you're buying when you buy. I don't feel like it should be classified as gambling.
but the big reason why it's a problem if it is gambling, if it's not gambling, is because it's still a fixed success rate. When you buy loot boxes, eventually you will get something good because the game decided, well, this guy's reached his limit to where he feels like he's getting screwed out of loot boxes so much he's not gonna buy them. So we're going to give him like a legendary skin.
Hmm.
That's really what happens. It's running rampant on Overwatch right now. But loot boxes aside, I feel like I'm putting my foot down and I'm saying MMORPGs is the way to go to expand a clan right now.
I think the issue with that is besides maybe Vest of the Knights, I don't think any of us are really big MMO players. I mean, maybe Soulite,
Eh.
because I know Soulite wants to do something on Chronicles of Illyria, so
Yeah, that's really the only MMO he's interested in, really, and it's not coming out fully until like the end of 2019. So
Yeah.
we got to
mean,
grind.
I mean, there's still a lot of like there can be a lot of recruiting still in it already because there's just discords for so many different communities already made. Kingdom of Boardwall, the duchy's in there, the county's in there. Solite owns a county. We've already recruited a mayor in the county. Well, yeah, but I mean, there's stuff that can be done there, but yeah, most of it would happen when the game actually comes out in like more than a year.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot like Solid and stuff thinks it'll be really big for recruiting, but I'm not.
But I've already expressed my opinions a lot about this game and why I don't have very much faith in it actually coming out. See, because people who invested in it, the guy who Soleil says, invested his whole life savings, what was it, like $40,000-$50,000, has already made his money back 20 times over.
Well, it's not like he got all that money.
Well, still though, but if it's like 20 times over, he's definitely gotten his money back one way or another. And people are still buying and paying for it. And by the end of 2019, how much more money is he going to need to add in these new features? Hey, I need $20,000 to add in some new animations, guys. Can you do it? It's all it's going to be.
That's not really how it's working, though. It's like they're pretty open with all the development that's going on right now. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, and I've also expressed I hope I'm wrong. I really want this game to come out. Because if it does, it's gonna be amazing. But right now, like with all the Kickstarters that has, come out, like games like Star Citizen, Daisy's like not even being worked on anymore. There's another one, I forgot what it was. Camelot Unchained, I believe, was one of them. But all these games are making tons and tons of money without even releasing. But like I said, I do hope I'm wrong. I do hope it comes out because that will be an amazing game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess WA, we just gotta see what games we kind of gravitate to. Because honestly, me personally, I don't see myself playing anything but League for like the next year.
There is one game coming out though that I do think has a lot of potential. That's gonna be Monster Hunter World for the PC. Right now, it's only on PSN and it's only on Xbox, which doesn't have very large communities compared to PC. And so, I believe it was a couple months from now is when it's going to release. But it does have a really good social aspect, and the way that is you can join other people's on their hunts, and you can join a hub where you have squads, and then you have online sessions, and you can join squads from those online sessions and stuff like that. So I think it does have a very adequate social aspect that I think WA will be able to capitalize on.
Yeah.
And overall, it's a really good game. Like the combat is amazing. I've been having a lot of fun with it. Me and Gerarder, aka Capped, have been playing a lot. And I think it's gonna kind of be a break that WA needs. Like a big break coming up.
Yeah.
I would encourage all of you to play it as well. You know, come on.
I wonder if it's just gonna turn into like. I feel like this is gonna end up being like how even before all the houses had a big presence on like different games.
I
I
don't
think
know.
it's gonna be kind of funny.
I I think the main way to grow right now is still just through League of Legends tournaments in League and stuff, and like through that people will eventually that join off League start playing different games and they'll grow like that. That's kind of how it worked with StarCraft and then branching into League.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying we have to restrict ourselves. Like, of course,
Well,
growth can come
yeah.
from multiple places at one time.
Yeah.
But I'm also suggesting like other ideas of what we can do besides this. You know, like have some multiple projects going on.
Hmm.
The one thing League has is it's free, and it people tend to play it like not get burnt out of it too much. It seems like there's a lot of people that consistently just get on and play it in WA like all the time.
Yeah. I've played it for years and it's like the only game I just keep coming back to for some reason.
Yeah.
Like even if I stopped playing for a couple months, I'd just always return to it.
Yeah, but you know, even though it is free, like almost all of us have spent some amount of money on League. I, for one, am in the thousands.
I mean,
Oh, I am too. I've spent like 1,400 on it.
I haven't spent nearly as much on League as I have on like WoW subscriptions of paying for WoW for years or anything like that. Like
It's only $10 now. Did it used to be more in the past?
it's been like $15, and I think it still is 15 if you don't have the latest expansion. But like $15 over 12 months, or $10 over 12 months.
Yeah, it's about.
That's it's more than I've spent on League. I think I've only spent like $60. Most of my skins came from playing in tournaments back in the day.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, go ahead.
So I was supposed to say, like, I find that a lot of people all play these different games for different reasons. So it's like, for me, I go back to League just because it's like rewarding to put effort in and get better. But for something like an MMO, people on there are generally just chilling and doing stuff.
Yeah,
So I mean, the different games are gonna bring different crowds of people into WA.
Also, as we talk about League, they did just do a new lunar reveal, which I will be buying those skins.
yeah, I kind of like what goes on now. I mean, we have a lot of people who play League, and then once in a while, the same people just play any random game, CK2, EU4, Fortnite now, Age of Empires, just a bunch of random stuff, Civilization together, and then also are playing League together. Just play a bunch of different games. We've played a few games of Town of Salem with a bunch of people recently. I mean, nothing that we just consistently play for months or anything besides League, but we just play a bunch of different things together as a community and stuff.
Yeah, of course. But that's why I'm, wanting to raise this discussion. Of like we do have, this is where we are right now as League of Legends. But I want like more projects coming up. I want different. It almost seems like is different kinds of people play different kinds of games, and I guess I'm wanting those different like opinions coming in from different sources. But or I could just be wrong. It could be all the same toxic kids playing the same stuff.
Oh man, I'm definitely getting this Lunar Guardian Warwick bundle.
And you see the Super Saiyan Nasus.
Oh
God,
yeah.
please no.
When
Oh,
he yells,
baby.
he just his final form.
No.
Come on, Ryan. You know you like it.
No, I don't want anything to promote playing Nasus. I'm so sick of it. I was sick of playing it because I was realized like how bullcrap this champion is as I'm playing it.
Nah, he's alright.
I went Garen in Nasus, absolutely destroyed him in lane, and he still carried. You know, no problem.
That's how the game works, I suppose.
It's bullcrap, is what it is.
Yo, Vest, do you have any more points and stuff? You've been kind of quiet for a while.
Best isn't even here.
He left.
I'm here.
um.
There's
Yeah,
not much been going on besides new ideas for squadrons.
I do feel like should we be making like a conscious effort to participate in like different communities events and stuff like that?
I think a good quality for some of our W leaders to have is a pioneering spirit. I think people shouldn't be afraid to be trying new communities and new video games and trying new things just in general, because it's a pioneering kind of quality that raises things from the ground up. I feel like that's kind of getting lost a little bit with all this League of Legends playing. We're getting we're getting content, is what I'm trying to say.
We're smoking riots ganja.
Yeah. $5 bringing it in by the loads every day. Of course. And I'm not saying that like we have to go out, be doing new things constantly, because that wears people down pretty fast. What I've always kind of thought is the pioneering spirit is I look back at people like Francis Drake, Christopher Columbus, screw that guy, and other people who have explored new continents. It's like all this didn't happen in days; it happened over years. And down the clown. Oh yeah, we've been finding a lot of respite recently in ARAMs. Oh yeah.
I find I can't do ARAMs. Like, I just don't like him. Just, I guess, similar to the reason where you like it. It's like, I hate it when I'm like, I get forced on a champ I don't really want to play, and then I'm stuck on a team that's like, I must say, just statistically like weaker than the guys we're fighting.
You mean autistically weaker?
Eh, but like,
That's one of the great things about ARAM though, is it almost takes away the responsibility of like
that's
winning.
exactly why I don't like it though. It's like I go into like a normal rank game and I lose. It's like, oh, well, that was my fault. I picked this, but
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably basically never play an ARAM playing alone, but like, and I'll play it with other people. It's fine.
Schrodinger's feeder.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's fun if you got. I mean, I find it all right if I'm with like a large group of people, and they aren't gonna get mad when I build like, I don't know, like AP Lucian or something. I mean, if you're mad in an ARAM game, I don't know what to tell you.
I mean,
It's not designed to be competitive.
that's definitely what caused my initial respite of Conan Gormer.
What?
Like everyone knows back in the day I didn't like you, but it was like it was all because of that competitive like ranked teams we were making. I was like, oh Con, you won't even give me a chance to show that I'm better and have that spot.
I mean, it was my team, and I
I know,
play
I
AD
know,
carry, so
I
I didn't know.
know.
I didn't know what to tell you, dude. I remember reading something. You're like, man, Con just didn't want me to have the 80 carry spot. I'm like, but I'm the 80 carry. I don't know. It was
Oh man,
funny.
that was fun times back then. That was when W had some gumption, you know what I'm saying? Like
Gumption.
everyone was going at it.
Back in my day, back in Nam.
Well,
Still have like PTSD from then.
somehow we've burned up 57 minutes. So, does anybody have anything final they want to address?
I'd like to say that I shot Tupac, but I did not kill him.
I find that difficult to believe.
He was hired by Biggie Smalls.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess this is directed at House Commander, but reply to my message, please.
Yeah, come
I
on.
want.
Not even Stolite replied.
I know it's like I want to get these Commander game nights going, but like no one's shown interest.
That's legitimately
So
what I've been trying to get with my new recruits. But you know, they're new recruits, so I gotta whip them into shape a little bit.
A viral reply to Khan what you think about the game night in House Commander. He would like you to do that.
yeah,
Alright.
boy. I
He's
feel
now
like they.
Roker.
I feel like they don't even know my. I feel like a lot of these guys don't even know that I'm House Lord.
Well, Viral probably doesn't since he joined WA 10 minutes ago, but
Yeah, that's understandable.
You recruit him?
I did.
What does his name mean?
I said did.
What does his name mean?
He said
He
in chat
posted it
the
in
Ghost of
Meat Hall.
Shadows. Oh yeah, and he's Lord Mord on. He chose it because he's like a Mord one chick.
I saw. I saw like Yarn. I'm like, no, they're getting too close to my other name. And wait until someone tries to take Yarn Wolf, and I'm like, hey, listen here, man. I already have that name on too many games.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean, we've already, without having it as an actual rule yet, had people join us Ramlings and be interested because of names and stuff.
Yeah. It's funny to go down this list, see like a bunch of red, bunch of blue, the odd orange or green, and then there's just
Hey,
this one guy with the white name.
hey, there's become a lot more orange than there was.
I know. I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying it's kind of funny that there's just the one guy with the thief color.
Yeah. I saw him playing League the other day, and I saw one other person. I forgot who I said in the chat, but yeah. Ah, yeah.
Get them over here. Make House Thief great again.
I might if I play with him again. I don't know. I might have tilted him in some of those games.
Might have.
Was that when you were on your medication? Do you, I gotta
That
know,
was
was that
fun
a
reading, by the way.
And then there's, I remember yesterday about funny, you're like, she broke my shield, I have to buy another one. Then you built like a mana crystal or something.
Yeah,
and
I built an
like,
amplifying tome on Nasus, and afterwards I was like, well, how did I even find this? Like, was I trying to build a Lich Bane or something? What was I doing?
You raised some questions, you even flamed me a bit. Con, you know there's 29 kills, right? You only have 1 kill, 1 assist. What's wrong with you? I'm like, I can't kill anyone.
It's a valid question. I mean, no kill participation. Come on.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because I die before like you guys actually managed to kill them. Because like
it's just a big ploy by us. Like we're like, oh, Khan hit that guy. Everyone back off for 20 seconds.
I don't know. I was either getting one shot by Garen in my jungle, or I'd like try to fight someone, but they're just too tanky for me to kill. So I'd like.
Oh, you mean
back
the other
off
game? The game where I was.
Jin top.
Yeah.
That's the one where you guys were flaming me. I'm like, come on, guys. But yeah.
Oh, apparently that was no. I don't know when I played with Ultimate. It was before then. Oh yeah, it was here. It must have been. It was the 6th, so that was the day before. And I played Lee Sin on 170 ping, and it was the worst thing ever. We somehow won.
blue area.
Yeah, we're gonna need intro and outro music.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll have this on YouTube too, so thank you to anyone who watches that. And we'll see you next week. I have it scheduled for what's kind of been the usual time right now. Next week, so it'll be Thursday the 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, see you guys next time.